Hello?
If you don't stop bothering me about ratings, I swear to God, you're making me lose my mind.
I need ratings. Ratings.
For what?
I don't want to be underrated.
I don't need ratings. I personally have plenty of good self-esteem around this show. I think we're doing a good job.
We need people who listen, who say, hello, I love you.
For what?
Don't you want to be loved? I want to be loved. We are
Don't you love me?
Podcast lovable.
No. If you're listening to this really pathetic thing right now and you wanted to stop, the easiest way to make that happen is to review the show and rate it on Apple Podcasts. He's not going to stop.
Your head.
He won't quit.
This is our moment. We need to have
rate the show, please. Okay, Adam,
what?
Knock it off. Hi, listeners. Listen, before we get started, you need to know we're going to be talking about stalking today. And so if that's something that you don't want to listen to, this would probably be a good episode to skip. Adam! Jesus. Travis?
Yes.
Who is that man singing my name weirdly?
Adam Levin, host of What the Heck with Adam Levin.
You are such a wuss.
Yeah.
I am the cyber soprano.
That was about as soprano as a prune as a raisin. Oh, speaking of prunes, it's it's like an international backup or something day soon, like the 31st, and you don't want to get backed up. That's your joke. I'm sorry.
That's my joke. You stepped on my line.
I'm so sorry. But
we should all be backing up, except when we back up and need Imodium or something.
Well, but also can be, like back up. Like what? Back up.
Oh, wait, I take it back. Imodium helps you back up as opposed to opens you up.
It helps you back up to not being backed up.
Is that it?
But yeah.
I didn't know.
No, you're right.
X-Lax opens you.
Again.
Imodium closes you.
Right. So you don't want to take Imodium for International Backup Day unless you want to be... Travis, you can jump in here anytime. You want to be...
I'm still just stuck on the prune thing.
This is terrible. This is gross. Very gross.
All right, so what is World Backup Day?
It's a one day out of the year when we encourage people to set up a sound backup strategy for their data.
What's what a sound? Sound. I hate when you use that word sound. What do you mean?
That means responsible. That means adult.
Excellent. Fine. Good.
That means professional.
Sane. Come on, Travis.
Spiffy. It's a spiffy, have a spiffy way to back up your data. Okay.
Spiffy.
Nifty, Ginchy, keen.
How does one spiffily back up their data?
Do you have like a little glow in the dark USB, or like what do you have? Do you have like does Yeezy make some cool backup stuff?
God, I kind of hope not. I would shudder to think of what that would look like. But the rule we're talking about here is called the 3-2-1 rule of backups. And it applies for if you are a small business, if you're just an individual, or if you are a massive multinational corporation.
Okay, so what is 3-2-1?
3, 2, 1.
So 3-2-1 is saying, the 3 on that is saying to keep 3 backups of your data along the lines of, I have all of today's data backed up, but I also have a backup from yesterday and I have a backup from the day before.
And that's it? Just 3 days?
At least. You should do it at least, and some places will do it hourly, some places do it, weekly or what have you.
Or
but the main thing,
minute, yeah,
exactly. The main thing about that is backups can fail, and so if you only have one backup of your data and then something goes wrong with that, you need to have at least another thing to refer to.
I once had a backup which actually wouldn't open up, but it was backed up. I could look at it and go, "Look, it's backed up."
What's the 2 in this 3-2-1 scenario of which you so spiffily put out there?
Niftily. Number 2 is having 2 different types of media. Backup hard drive, USB key, tape, any of those other sorts of things. The main thing about it is, in addition to how backups can fail sometimes the media that you have the backup on fails.
So you need more than one.
Exactly. So if you have one backup hard drive and you have your 3, hopefully more backups on that, and for whatever reason that fails, you want to have another type of media on which that it's backed up. It could be just be a cloud backup.
And what's the one?
It's to have at least one copy offsite. And this is more the sort of thing that if your office happens to catch fire or something, that you have at least another copy that isn't on the same physical premises.
Here's a good one for you. So years ago, the state of Ohio had a policy that one person in this particular office would take home a copy of the backup drive every day. And unfortunately, the day that one particular person took it home, it got stolen. And it pretty much brought down a governor of Ohio a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's like the designated destroyer.
Backup guy.
Yeah. But it didn't work out, huh? So that's what I always wonder is like, what if in the service of doing something that's kind of good and has good cyber hygiene, you totally screw yourself over. Like
that's why you need 3-2-1.
3-2-1.
Redundancy.
Because if you ain't got 3-2-1,
come on.
You're having no fun. You're having no fun.
Oh, come
it
on.
won't be fun.
Or
how about if
you're all done?
If you don't, yeah, that's true. If you don't have 3-2-1, you're all dumb.
Cooked is your bud.
Welcome to What the Hack, a show about hackers, scammers, and the people they go after. I'm Adam Levin, Cyber Imodium.
I'm Bo Friedlander, Cyber... So, I don't know what to say to that.
And I'm Travis, Cyber Texas Barbecue.
And today, we crack the case of a jealous online dater and the disappearing Instagram. Bo, Travis, and I created What the Hack with Adam Levin to share stories and provide the tips and tools necessary to better protect you, your family, and the nest egg you work so hard to build in a world filled with scammers, phishers, and identity thieves who are working around the clock to take it away. Our sponsor, Policy Genius, also works around the clock to protect you and your family by better educating you about the life insurance options available to you and giving you the platform to apply for the policy that best suits your needs. If someone relies on your financial support, whether it's a child, an aging parent, or even a business partner, you need life insurance. Life insurance can give you peace of mind that if something happens to you, your loved ones would have a financial cushion for rent or mortgage payments, loans, education costs, and everyday expenses. Having life insurance through your job may not be enough. Most people need up to 10 times more coverage to properly provide for their families. And typically, life insurance gets more expensive as you age. So it's smart to get a policy sooner rather than later. Here's how it works. Policy Genius is your one-stop shop to find and buy the insurance you need. Go to policygenius.com, click on the link, and answer a few questions. In minutes, you can compare personalized quotes from top companies to find your lowest price. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. The team of licensed experts at Policy Genius will help you understand your options and apply for the policy you want. The Policy Genius team works for you, not the insurance companies. You can trust them to offer unbiased help and advocate for you at every step until you're covered. Head over to policygenius.com right now to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you can save.
Amanda, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello, Adam.
Now, for everybody who's listening, they don't know you. They don't know where you are right now. Where are you?
I am in Arizona.
And what do you do for a living?
Luxury real estate.
I know something about Amanda's luxury real estate business, and it's
what is
booming.
It that you know? It is booming. It's quite robust over here in Arizona.
So people are out and about and buying lots of new stuff?
Well, Arizona is number 4 for growth in the country right now. So yes, there are a lot of incoming people. That's for sure. It is keeping us quite busy.
Excellent. Now, I have my follow-up on that is, so you're here today to tell us about a real estate scam, yeah?
No.
Is it more like emotional real estate?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
Was someone trying to do a denial of service attack on your heart?
Oh, man.
Yes, maybe
Well,
so.
I happen to know where, I was actually recording this very podcast with Adam and Travis when you texted him and said,
Oh my gosh, my Instagram has been hacked. What do I do?
You didn't say that. You said it's gone.
It was gone. Yes, it was completely gone.
You went online and your Instagram account was gone. How did you find out?
So I'm on Instagram quite a bit. I utilize it a ton for my business. So I was posting a reel, and when the reel was loading, I was coming from an area in Arizona called Paradise Valley. It's kind of surrounded by mountains, and so I had just left a house. I was trying to post it in the area that I was in. Sometimes the service kind of goes in and out. So I was trying to load it, and it was not loading. So I kind of waited a couple minutes. It just seemed very glitchy. So I tried to kind of delete the reel and then load another one. And I'm looking at the screen, and Instagram's loading 2 reels at the same time, which I'd never actually seen before.
Huh. So hold on. So there was 2 reels that were both trying to load and failing?
Yeah, exactly. So you could see kind of the blue line across the bottom of the phone showing they were both kind of trying to load, but it was several minutes. I'd actually never seen that happen before. So I shut off the phone, I turned it back on, went back into Instagram, and then both of them had failed to download. In the meantime, I was now trying to check my feed and my reels, and they were all, it was glitchy. It couldn't pull up all my feed. It kept, Instagram kept saying that the feed could not load. I tried probably for about 20 minutes to kind of, to try to get it to load and to try to get my feed to load. I was going, for example, to some of my stories and trying to see if my stories would show up on the screen, and it just kept saying failure to load, no internet connection. And so I ended up deleting the app on my phone.
You turned off your phone, you restarted your phone, you got rid of the app, and you reloaded the app. And what happened when you restored the app and tried to use it?
When I restored the app and tried to use it, I actually ended up getting a call from a girl that helps me with some Instagram marketing. And she said, "Hey, where's your Instagram account?" She said, "I was just looking for it and I was doing something and it's not there." I said, "Actually, funny you should say that." I said, I don't know. I said, "I've been struggling with it for the last 20 minutes. She said, "Well, I can't even find you at all." And so when I went back into the app, then as I'm on the phone with her, sure enough, my Instagram was completely gone. I couldn't pull it up. It said that the username did not exist.
Like gone? Entirely gone?
It was gone entirely. Well, before I deleted the app, I got a notification from Instagram saying that my account had been compromised. And they sent me, and so they sent me a link on my phone for my phone number to send a verification code to go in and change my passwords. But when I entered my phone number, the code wasn't coming to my phone.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that's a big red flag.
I'm sorry, that was the big point. And so that's when I said, oh no, then I deleted the app and then went to go reinstall it. And now this is not something I would normally do, but my phone for several days had been having some problems. So prior to that, starting about 4 days earlier, I had been communicating with a client about an offer, and we needed to resubmit the offer. In Arizona, the market's extremely robust. So sometimes we send an offer in and then the agent responds a couple of days later and says, "Okay, I have X amount of offers, resubmit, your highest and best." So we were kind of in the middle of this process. I sent my client 2 text messages and called him twice over the course of a weekend saying we needed to resubmit. And I had no response from him. And so I thought that was kind of a little bit odd. And then a couple of days later, he had called me and said, "Hey, what's the status of our offer?" I said, "Hey, I called you twice and I sent you multiple messages. I didn't hear back from you." I said, "It's okay. You wouldn't have wanted to go this high anyway. I know this client very well." And like, "It's okay. You wouldn't have wanted to go this high anyway, but I reached out to you." He said, "No, you didn't."
And what's curious, of course, in this market, people are desperate to get back quickly because
Yes.
you can lose an opportunity on a house. They're going
Yes.
so quickly. So
And we actually did lose out on that opportunity.
Yeah. So,
did.
Bottom line, things were missing on your communications, right?
Yes. Yes. And I had the text messages. I sent them to him and I said, "Hey, these are the messages I sent to you." He said, "How weird. I didn't get anything from you."
Okay, Travis is scowling. I know what you're thinking.
Was your battery starting to die a lot more quickly?
Yes. So this same thing with the text communication happened with a couple other people. One of them was someone that I had kind of dated before that it was sort of kind of communicating with, and he had sent me the same message 3 times in a row. And so I said to him, "Hey, did you sent me the same message like 3 times?" He said, "No, I didn't."
So how did you meet Mr. I'm not exactly sure he's right?
Well, so this is where the story gets a little bit complex because there's actually kind of 3 players here. And let me just preface this with, I was in a long-term relationship. Prior to that, I was married, and now I'm single. Okay. And I just started exploring dating apps 2 months ago. 2 months ago. And I've been, a little warned about some dating apps, being a girl and all, but
Warned about
I decided
what, though? Warned about what? That they were for just for your own safety or for getting catfished? What kind of warnings?
Yeah, all of that sort of thing. Last night I watched Tinder Swindler. So, there's right now, I think it's always sort of a thing that people are worried about these sorts of things. So, but I'm kind of a, glass half full, everybody means well kind of human. So this is where I don't want to sound, I am single and I'm exploring dating because it's not something I've done before. So as you
Dating
3
is
men
good.
listen
Dating
to
more
this,
than one man is smart, Amanda.
thank
That's
you.
smart.
That's what I thought. We view it differently if you're a female or a male, but I'm not sleeping with all of these people. I'm just exploring dating. And so a lot of friends have sort of warned me to say, "Hey, you're 36 years old. You have not really dated before because you've been only in monogamous, long-term, serious relationships. So you're starting to venture into a world that you are perhaps a little bit naive about. And so just, be careful. Not everything is rainbows and butterflies like you think. You've had great men in your life and you're not really aware that there are people out there that you need to be careful of." So I have been warned. Now I did choose to ignore this.
I'm embarrassed to ask this question, but it just shows
I'm
how
scared.
old I am, or actually
Yes.
how long I've been off the dating. Is it swiping left or right means you want to date somebody?
You swipe right.
If you
Swipe
like
right
them.
means yes. Swipe
Right,
left
of
means-
course. Swipe
As a
right.
left-handed person, I've always taken exception to that.
Today's episode, it's sponsored by Honey. It's a shopping tool that scours the internet for promo tools and applies the best ones to your cart when it finds them. For me, I just bought some rubber shoes so that I could walk around in the mud more comfortably. And I went to a site and they asked me if I had a promo code, and I did. But it was because I wrote it down and I had to type it out. Well, Honey does all that work for you. It even finds it.
So has Honey saved you money? Honey?
Yeah, Honey saves you money. That's the thing. They support over 30,000 stores online. Travis, how does this stuff work? Is it really invasive or is it pretty chill on the privacy front?
On the privacy front, they're great. Their privacy policy says just outright that they will never collect and sell your data, which is great to have it be listed that in such basic and simple terms. But their revenue model does not depend on collecting your data like a lot of other services do. So their bona fides for privacy are great.
Honey has found its over 17 million members over 2 billion in savings.
If you don't have Honey already, you could be really missing out. It's literally free. It installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting our podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/WTH. That's joinhoney.com/WTH.
You guys, I got to tell you about something. I don't really share about the things that make my mind go ka-ching because it's secret and it's like a state secret. But I just found something that is not a state secret that is remarkable. It's called Magic Mind. They're actually the sponsor for today's show. And if you're a creative or if you're an entrepreneur, you're looking for a little brain pick-me-up, it is pretty much the thing. I thought it was awesome.
And Bo's brain is very heavy, so you need a lot to pick it up.
Hilarious.
I personally had to give up coffee because it just made me too jittery. And so when I got the Magic Mind, I was finding like, oh, that actually makes me feel alert, but not kind of doesn't have that jitteriness that I can't really stand with coffee.
If you're like me and you need to get a lot of things done in the shortest amount of time, go to magicmind.co/thehack and use discount code THEHACK to get 20% off today.
All you have to do is go to magicmind.co/thehack and use my discount code at the checkout, THEHACK.
So you had swiped right on a few guys. You were seeing a few guys. You met a few. It sounds to me, I'm just going to say this for you so you don't have to say it, because then you have deniability anyway. Maybe you kissed one of them, maybe you didn't, but it got like more than just hello with a couple of them. And then your phone started glitching out. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Your battery started getting depleted, your phone started glitching, and you're dating two guys. And I'm like, scratching my chin. What could that mean?
Well, yes. So what ends up, one of the people that I had met, that I had been out with several times, and the connection between the two of us was quite good. We had amazing chemistry, great dates, got along really, really well. He wanted quite a serious relationship. And interestingly enough, he owned a cybersecurity company.
Oh.
And
wait, for our listeners,
was it Adam?
let me clarify this. And
Adam's married.
Heather
and his wife is my friend.
It was not me. Not me.
No. So he owns a cybersecurity company, and our chemistry is really good. We have a lot of serious conversations. Our dates are like 6-8 hours long. I'm really, really into him. So during this time, this lasts about a month. And during this time frame, and we're talking every day, and I'm not communicating with anybody else at this time.
You're having a month of these marathon dates with this guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
so that sounds like it's going great.
It's going great. I'm telling my friends, gosh, this is so, I met the guy on this dating app, and like everything is going really well. The chemistry is so good. It's the best first date I've ever had. All of our dates have been great. We get along so well. All the chemistry, and it's really, really great.
This is like balloons floating in the air.
I was like on cloud 9. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Well, as we start having a lot more serious conversations, there's a lot of things that he wants that I'm not really sure align with what I want. He's a little bit possessive, a little bit controlling, but from a girl's perspective, we say kind of in kind of a hot way. Some of the things that he would say or do was very attractive, almost the way that he would be slightly possessive, right?
Did he send flowers?
No, he didn't send flowers. That would have been so sweet. No flowers. No flowers. No, just good dates and like cute little messages and stuff.
Good restaurants?
Good restaurants. Yeah, good restaurants.
Nice
good
wine?
Yes. Oh, yes, exactly. All the above. All the above. I mean, he's got all the, he dresses nice. He's got the nice car. He's, very attentive, very, touchy-feely, very, all the things that a girl likes. This guy has.
Oh, wait, now I have to tell you, wait, I got to break in.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, rule number one of what I suspect we're about to hear, and I know where Travis is going with this because I can see he's got his whole index finger laying across his mouth to shut himself up because he wants to say, but he's waiting. I think there is almost no doubt that this fellow, hi guy, is listening for sure. So I will say the reason for that is it sounds like for all the world, somebody got in your phone. Did you, by any chance, with this fellow, after this wonderful honeymoon part, did it cool off?
Yes.
When it cooled off, did that happen to be about when your phone started glitching?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
Turns.
If he owned a cybersecurity company, did he ever talk about the specific nature of said cybersecurity?
No. We a couple of dates that we went on was after he came back from, business trips and such. And he would kind of tell me that he couldn't, he would tell me about some of the meetings that he had, but just kind of said, obviously I can't tell you like who they were with or what we spoke about, but,
Right.
Got a lot accomplished. Like I feel good about it, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Did he have multiple passports and a very fit body and lots of guns? And
No.
did he punch people for no reason? Like
Was it a British accent, perhaps, that he had, or a French accent?
No
All right,
British
so
accent.
you were dating him. So and then things cooled off. Did you like find someone else you were dating, or what happened?
So this is where it cools off. We're on the phone, we're having kind of a serious conversation, just kind of saying we're not sure if what he wants is what I want. We just might not be in alignment there. And so what are we going to do? And so we kind of leave it as let's talk about what we're going to do. And fortunately it ends. And again, we have really good chemistry. So this sort of then ends with, a sexual conversation. And then we're kind of like, oh my gosh, well, how are we going to end this if this is where it's going every time?
Was it like sexting, or were you just sort of just flirting? What are we talking about?
It was phone sex and sexting. We all do it.
And it was sexting with cybersecurity guy, Jason Bourne?
Yes, okay. Jason Bourne. Yes. So after this conversation, I say to myself, you know what? Here I am. Now I'm supposed to be dating. I'm out of a serious relationship. The whole point is for me to date. And now I'm hyper focusing on this person, which I have a tendency to do. This is how I get into serious relationships that last forever. So I said, here I am again, hyper focusing on this person. I need to go back onto the dating app and just, open myself kind of back up to, other people that I was kind of communicating with before, because I do not know where this is going to go. And I just have a feeling that it's not going to go the direction that I was hoping based on our conversations about where we want our futures to go. So that same couple nights later, I am texting Jason Bourne. I'm texting Jason Bourne about his day. And I have, over the last couple of days, sort of brought somebody else back into the mix that I had been dating, that I let kind of fall off. Because once Jason Bourne came in, I brought him kind of back in. We'll refer to him as we'll call him the politician, because he's involved in some political stuff.
We have to discern whether or not he's a threat, though. So is he?
He's not a threat.
You don't think so?
No. I've met him in person. He lives in the area. We've been on multiple dates. We had dated for multiple months, kind of on and off. We're friends. No, he's not. He is not a threat. Not at all.
He would not know how to make your phone glitch.
No way. No.
Gotcha.
No way. But that same night that I am texting Jason Bourne, I haven't seen the politician in a little while, so he's getting a little feisty. So he was sexting, so I was returning the messages. I was kind of a little bit bored. He kind of came back. I know him. We have already had sex, so he's a person that I know well. So I'm communicating with them at the same time. Yeah, it's comfortable.
Yeah,
it's comfortable. I've dated him. We've been on probably, 20 dates. It's been a while. I've known him for a bit. Who's counting?
No, but so you have like Mr. Spicy over here, and then you have Mr. Cornbread, and cornbread is great. We all like cornbread. It's comfortable.
Cornbread is great. Yeah, it's comfortable. It's good.
Well, it's kind of like Mr. Spicy and Mr. Pillow.
Oh gosh, sounds so bad when
Adam,
you say
you
it
just
like
called
that.
this guy fat. We don't know if he's fat.
He's definitely not. He's fit. He's fit, not fat.
It's an emotional
Fit
pillow.
but fluffy.
Okay, but now he's definitely going to have to be called Mr. Fluffy. So you have Jason Bourne and Mr. Fluffy. And Mr. Fluffy.
Oh my god.
Mr. Fluffy, stick with us here, Amanda. Don't lose it.
Again, I'm
I feel like
losing
this
it.
is the Howard Stern show here.
Mr.
Oh my
Fluffy.
gosh.
Hey,
Jeez.
you know what? Well, I didn't say this. Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. So Mr. Puffy, Fluffy is...
Michelin Man.
Can I get a word out here? I got to ask the question. So
Okay.
Fluffy's back in town.
Yep.
And Jason Bourne is how's Jason Bourne doing?
Jason Bourne, that same. So I'm now also this night. I also had gone, back on the dating app, and I was also communicating with. I call him the Italian. He was kind of involved in crypto. He's yes. So all three of these people.
He's a contender. So you met him? You met him around now?
This is all the same night. So
Okay.
I'm texting.
Whoa,
I'm texting
Crypto,
Jason
Bourne,
Bourne.
and Fluffy.
I feel like this is like a game of Clue, but we're trying to figure out who killed your phone.
I know.
No,
I'm
it
sorry.
is, but I think that sounds like you were a little bored that night, Amanda.
Where's
I was
Agatha
bored.
Christie when we need her?
I was bored.
were?
I was bored.
You were bored. Okay.
I was bored. Yes, and I actually was also communicating. See, girls can do all of this. So here I am just texting Jason Bourne about his day. Yes, I mean, I was also texting the Italian crypto guy, and then Fluffy I was texting, and I was also voice texting my girlfriends about a little event we were going to have over the weekend. So we had like 4 conversations going.
Now, is there also like a third conversation about like with a girlfriend saying like, well, there's Fluffy and there's Jason Bourne and then there's Italian crypto guy?
Yeah, I was actually in the voice messages to each other. We were talking about guys we were dating because I've inspired them all now to go back onto the apps. Because
Look,
You're like Wonder Woman in the dating
Yeah.
scene. So Wonder Woman. So we've got Fluffy.
We're
we've
still
got
looking
Fluffy,
for Superman
we've got
here.
Lyra Cryptaman, and we have and then we have
Now, did we meet him on the same app, Crypto Man?
Yes, same app. And he wants to talk on WhatsApp. And I say,
no.
I did. I know. I won't do it again. I promise.
Did he start asking you for any specific details or any information or anything like that on WhatsApp that he probably would not have on the dating app?
No. He just sent me pictures of wine and talked about himself and, that he was a crypto investor. And he sent
you pictures. He sent you pictures. Now,
of himself.
on your WhatsApp, Amanda,
Of
tell
bottles of wine?
Yes.
It's quite possible that Italian crypto man sent you something that made your phone glitch. And that's something would be either a keystroke logger or something that allows him to actually just shoulder surf you.
Yeah, there's something that got spread through Android. I don't think it ever hit iPhone, but it's called a wormable app that was targeting WhatsApp users, that if you just get a picture, say a picture of wine, that could in fact put a type of malware on your computer, or your device rather.
But I seem to recall you're on Apple.
Yeah, I'm on an Apple. Yeah.
She's on an Apple because I know I've texted with Amanda and it turns blue. So I know what platform she's on. Also scary.
The Jeff Bezos scandal tape texts. The Saudis sent him a message to his iPhone, correct?
Yeah, that sounds like that was the Pegasus spyware.
Okay. Crypto Man,
Yeah.
Jason Bourne, Pegasus. Who knows? The story gets more intriguing by the minute.
So crypto, he asked you to go to WhatsApp and sent you pictures.
And I said, I don't really use WhatsApp. I said, but I'll try. I said, because I just don't check it very often. There's so many platforms that I have to check. I was like, this sounds annoying, but okay. I was like, okay, I'll do it. So we're talking on there. We don't talk that long that particular night that I am texting Jason Bourne and sexting Michelin Man. And, it is a little bit odd. I started feeling a little bit weird that night that I was sexting Michelin Man. And maybe I was just feeling guilty about it. I just had kind of, a little bit of a weird feeling. Jason Bourne stops texting me back. Which he had never done before.
So you were having a digital, sort of like French farce. People running down the hallway, changing rooms, door slamming, and one of your partners went quiet. Now, in the game of Clue we're playing, that is a major clue.
Ta-da!
So he goes quiet, and then the next day, I'm still talking to, crypto guy. I'm still talking to Michelin Man, and Jason Bourne is gone. He's still quiet, and he's never quiet. So that same day is when I kind of realized my phone is like kind of being a little bit glitchy, and it had been glitchy a little bit before that. And now I kind of realized some messages that haven't gone through. That same day, Michelin Man is the one that sent me 3 messages in a row.
Now, the Michelin Man, just for everyone's listening, we gave him several names. This is Fluffy Man, and this is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and this is now Michelin Man. All the same guy.
Gotcha. It's all the same guy.
Now, Michelin Man does not go quiet, right?
No, he does not. He does not go quiet. And I get 3 messages in a row from him, and I'm like, "Hey, did you realize that you just sent me the same message 3 times?" He's like, "No, I didn't." He screenshots his phone. I'm like, "Gosh, this is so weird." I also actually call my ex-husband, and I'm like, "Hey, I said, my phone is just having a lot of problems." I said, "Is it possible that we can just? My phone is on a business plan with our old business." I said, "Is there time for an upgrade on it? I feel like we need to get a new phone." And he's like, "Well, it's going to cost you X. It's the same camera. I don't know why you'd want it." I'm like, "You know what? Maybe it just needs an update." I said, "I'll just deal with it. It's fine." So another day or so goes by. I have not heard from Jason Bourne, and I am starting to think that it's a little bit weird. What if he somehow, he has a cybersecurity company, right? I'm like, would it be possible for him to have gotten into my phone and see that I've been sexting, and that's why he's not responding to me? I just have the weirdest feeling, and I call my best friend. I'm like, "Do you think that this is possible?" Because and she knows everything that's been going on. I said, "Do you think this is possible?" Because I don't know. I feel like sick about it for some reason right now. She's like, "I don't think that you can do that." She says, "Let me call my cyber friend and I'll get back to you." So she texts me, and she's like, she screenshots the message that she has with her cyber tech friend that says, "Yeah, that can be done." I don't know why someone would go through the trouble of doing that, but it happens all the time. If you're in cybersecurity, you know how to do it. And so, yeah, sure. He could have probably done it. And so now I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if this is why I haven't heard from him. And he sees that I've now been sexting somebody when I've been telling him that he's the only person I'm talking to. And now there's, 2 people in the mix. And so now I'm kind of paranoid.
It sounds like Jason Bourne might have installed spyware on your phone. Now, Travis, a question to you before Amanda continues, and that is, can you install spyware remotely, or do you actually have to have access to the phone this for our listeners, access to the phone in order to be able to put spyware on it?
Well, for something that could take that much control over your phone, we have heard things about the Pegasus spyware, for instance, but that's really, really high level. That's the sort of thing that they've gotten into journalists and politicians and the like. I don't really know how advanced this cybersecurity guy, the Jason Bourne, is here. So we know that there is, in the case of the Pegasus spyware, something that can get onto an iPhone and can pretty much take full control over it and intercept just about anything. And it's called a zero-click malware because all you need to do is get a text from it. But again, that would be a pretty refined, like government-level form of spyware.
Okay, but Travis.
Yeah.
Adam.
Bo?
You've met Amanda, Adam. Travis, you see Amanda now on the Zoom screen where we're talking to Amanda.
Sure.
Amanda, I have a partner, this is no flirtation, is a very refined woman. So it's quite possible she may have attracted, we're not wrong, Jason Bourne, and that this guy had access to something like Pegasus. And it's also quite possible that Lira Crypta ICM, the guy from Italy, also, we don't know if he was a high-level crypto guy. He may have been one of the original crypto guys. And if he is one of the original crypto guys, he's got chops. And if he's got that kind of dough, because we're talking $100 million, Pegasus is a cheap date. And if you're also a bit of a psycho, it's a fun date because you can spy on everybody. So, no offense, Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne, listen, you know what? I have such a boring life. Leave me alone. But
it is the case of one of those things of saying, it would be hard to get a rocket launcher, and then saying, well, the guy is a gun dealer. Then you're like, well, that would make it a little bit easier on that note.
I know you've seen Jason Bourne. Have you ever seen physically, Crypto Man?
No, that was short-lived. That was only a few days of messaging, and I had asked to have a phone conversation, and he said that his, English wasn't as great on the phone. And I said, oh, well, you seem to, communicate just fine via text. And he said, well, because I use, Google Translate. He said, but I'll be in town at the end of the month. And then he had said that we would get together, and I sort of stopped messaging him.
Is it at all entirely possible that Crypto Man was also Jason Bourne? That he was testing you?
This is what my friend thinks. This is what my best friend thinks.
Is there anything else it could be that isn't Pegasus that still is, serious spyware?
I mean, there is serious spyware for iPhone. And again, I think the main caveat here is that it's thought of as being very rare. At the same time, this seems like someone who may have had access to it. One way that spyware has gotten out of phones or iPhones in the past is that if you don't have it in your presence with you, if you don't have it on you at all times, and someone gets access to it, they can do what's called jailbreaking, which is it gets around Apple's built-in protections. And if you jailbreak something, then you can put on any app you want.
You actually were in his physical presence.
Yes.
And probably when you had to go to the ladies' room, you didn't bring him with you because it wasn't that intimate yet. So he might have had access to your phone.
Sure.
So that doesn't mean Pegasus. That means that could be anything. All this means to say, Amanda, that one day your Instagram account went missing. When your Instagram account went missing, it was like the 13th chime on a crazy clock that not only called itself into question, but all the 12 chimes that came before.
Exactly. Didn't put them all together until then. Yeah.
Now, so when you did put it all together, I have a question. Was there anything else, an email, another social account, anything else that wasn't working properly or that you had lost control of? Did you discover that other things had been compromised?
Just my personal Gmail, because I got a notification that someone had, my personal Gmail, which was the recovery account for my Instagram. And then when I did, so once my Instagram went down, I had obviously called Adam and asked, what I could possibly do. And then I also I ordered a new phone at that time because Adam had suggested, Adam connected me with a gentleman named Andre Creole who was able to help me recover my Instagram account. But they were really on top of it immediately, called me, scheduled a phone call. I changed all my passwords, especially the important ones first. Anything that had to do with the bank account, I changed immediately. I actually didn't get to my Gmail right away because there were so many other things that were important to change that was something I kind of did last. And so I had a notification of a security breach on there and then immediately went to my Gmail and changed that. And then I'd ordered a new phone at that time.
And
too.
you were able to change it though.
I was able to change it.
Okay, and you ordered a new phone with the same phone number, and you swapped the SIM card, or with a new SIM card?
It's a new SIM card. And when I did download all of the data, when you transfer everything over to the phone, to the new phone, Apple, I don't know, I don't know what the process is for, reloading all of your information, but there were 17 security breaches on my phone. And a couple of the security breaches were from the dating app, because it lists them on there. It's weird because I should have paid more attention to it at the time, but because all this had happened, when I saw those 17 security breaches on there, I completely panicked and then had Apple log me out of all of my apps, and they had them all listed on there. I should have screenshotted them, but I didn't because I panicked because it had it had some things listed on there that I wanted to make sure that I changed. So I then changed my emails again, or my email password again. And then just to be safe, I went in and changed my bank account password again, because now I was just paranoid. I'm like, how can there be 17 security breaches on my phone? And meanwhile, this whole time, I just thought it was Instagram. I only ordered a new phone because Adam and Andre had said, hey, it's best to have the, updated phone from a security perspective. So, just go ahead and do it. So that's why I had done it. I didn't even think that my phone was compromised.
So I have another question for you. And that is, did you have different passwords on your different accounts, or did they share the same password?
Most of those shared the same password. Yes. I know. Mm-hmm.
So
I know you're disappointed, but this is what everybody does.
No,
that's human.
It's human. It's not great, but it's human. Did you ever find yourself in a situation where Jason Bourne was in a position to shoulder surf while you entered your password?
Oh, I am sure that would be entirely possible. I mean,
okay.
I was on my phone many times when I was with him, and I mean, we were pretty close. So, yeah, I would say that there would have been opportunities for sure.
I am ready to say that it was the cybersecurity guy in the library with the candlestick.
I knew you were going to go there with the clue game.
In the movie that is this situation, it strikes me as very probable that our culprit showed his cards. And I'll tell you how I think he showed his cards. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
It's so rare we get to have a parlor room reveal. Just let him have it.
Okay, thank you. I think that your hacker showed his cards, and I think he did it like this. Ready? Hey, Amanda, what's up? Hey.
What's up?
Hi. So anyway, hey. So did you ever get your Instagram account back? How'd you get it back? I think that's what happened. So if someone asks you that question, that's your guy.
He did.
Who's he? We got 3 guys here.
Jason Bourne asked me that.
Oh.
I think it's Jason Bourne then. Did he say like, by golly, how the heck did you get your Instagram account back? I thought that was gone forever. Or did he say something a little less ridiculous?
He reached out and said, hey, I was trying to look at what you're doing on Instagram and didn't see it yet. Were you guys able to figure it out? And I said, no, not yet. It's kind of a thing. I said I have the most amazing friend in the world, Adam, who's connected me with this great tech guy, and they're trying to help, but it's kind of a bit of a nightmare. And I did, and again, this time I didn't suspect him. I said, and it's been a little bit of a nightmare because I've had to change all my passwords because I use the same password for everything. And he was, one of the comments he made was like, "Oh, that's such a bad girl. You shouldn't do that." I'm like,
ew, like kind of a lecture. So
I'm like,
that's, yeah.
and at the time I didn't really think anything of it. But what I will say is, once the account went back up,
yeah,
I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, I think he might be your guy.
But listen, I'm very glad that Andre was able to help you because we've learned with a lot of people, if they lose an Instagram account, Instagram's attitude is, yeah, well, good luck. Nice knowing you. Come back again, set up another account, which is a problem with a lot of big tech, is customer service is not what they're really big on. Although there are some that are really great at customer service. So we're glad we could help. And we just hope that you don't have to go through this again, because I know it was a jarring experience for you, as it would be for anybody. This doesn't mean you should burn off your fingerprints, hide under a mattress, shut off all the lights, or as Bo and I we like to say, hiding under a bottle cap at the bottom of Loon Lake is not really going to help you. You got to live your life, and these things will happen. So you just have to be a little bit more careful and pay attention. It's all about paying attention, because that's when the bad guys get you, is when they think you're not looking, or they think you're distracted. And when you're distracted, you're vulnerable. So Travis, for our listeners who are like members of the human race as opposed to technology wizards.
Sure.
The question is, if somebody gets something on their phone, like spyware or something else, how do they get it off? Or do they just have to say new phone time?
I mean, the nature of a mobile device at this point is that some of them are expensive enough that you can't really just walk out and get a new phone, or at least a lot of folks can't. So that means trying to take the steps to fix it. And the first step is just try restarting your phone. Bo's pointed out in past episodes that some malware just really only lasts as long as your phone is on. Restarting it kind of flushes it out of your computer's memory, and you might be good to go. Also, for just about any device of phone, especially Android and iPhone, there are anti-malware apps you can install on there, and that will help get that off of your phone. And when all else fails, there's something called the factory reset, where you just start from scratch. So you can just erase everything that's on your phone. Try to make sure you have some of your information backed up. If you have Apple, you can do that on iCloud, for instance. And then that should also, in the overwhelming majority of cases, wipe out anything that's like lingering on your phone or lurking on it.
Yeah, and if you're going to throw out your phone, feel free to send it to me, because I will just give it to one of my kids. You don't need to throw out your phone. I mean, you can. It's probably the
Try to
safest
wipe
thing
the
to
data
do.
out first before Bo's kids get it. But hey.
Yeah, no, or leave it. We like to see what's there. But the fact is, like, I don't know why Andre. I'm sure he had a cogent reason to tell her to get a new phone, but it seems like it might have just been expedient, because really what Travis said is 100% right. With a factory reset, there's nothing you can put on a phone that can survive a factory reset. And most of this stuff won't even survive a reboot. At the end of the day, you almost don't need to know what happened. You just need to make sure it doesn't happen again. And that's the defensive posture takes precedence, and just sort of do the stuff we know you can do to keep yourself safe.
And you have to be very careful, vigilant, and protect yourself, because at the end of the day, you are your ultimate guardian.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you like the episode, share it with a friend, and come back again and spend some time with us next week.
What the Hack with Adam Levin is a production of Loud Tree Media.
It's produced by Andrew Stephen, the man with two first names.
You can find us online at loudtreemedia.com and on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Adam K. Levin.
Amanda, do you have What the Hack on your phone, and have you rated it with 5 stars and written a review?
Adam, I heard your last episode, and I know that you were talking about reviews. And so I promised that I will write a review. It is the least I can do for the help that I received from Adam and Andre and all of you. So I will rate it. I will write a review, and I will share it.
So when you do that, I need to give you a tip.
Oh, okay.
When you're reviewing it, I need you to say the only letter that's not in any of the United States spellings is the letter Q.
Yes.
And I need you to then put that in the review, because when you do, we can force Adam to do on TikTok a chicken dance.